Scott Manifold re-enters the racetrack after making his pit stop. So pit stops taking place here yet again. And nice long green flag run for these drivers. And I believe that that's what a lot of these drivers were looking for, was a nice long green flag run. And that's exactly what Yang Wu was looking for. Almost a 7-second lead over the rest of this field.
After a couple of slow hiccups at the start of this race, these drivers have finally found their groove, and they have found it in a big way. As we work lap number 107, it will come to a close this time by as Yang Wu comes across the virtual yard of bricks. Sean Stroud and Ron Black, as you mentioned, nearly 7 seconds, and it'll probably be 7 seconds this time behind your leader. And it looks like Ron Black has released a little bit of the pressure that he was putting on Sean Stroud.
Ron Black needs to see if he can work with Sean Stroud. I don't know if even the two of them working together are going to be able to track down Yang Wu. Yang is just pulled away from this field.
And just in front of your leader by about 15 car lengths or so is Marko Vittinen, and that is 15th place on the scoring loop. So it looks like we have one driver around in the corner.
Todd Bettenhausen spun it, and he has damaged that rear wing. We have stayed green. That's the 25 of Todd Bettenhausen. He'll try to make it back to pit road. Oh, Bettenhausen gets loose, gets up into the 19, and that should bring out the yellow flag. Bettenhausen up on his roof, and, well, or what would have been the roof, up on the lid, and that'll bring out the yellow flag.
Indeed it will, and that was Marko Vittinen. We just talked about him about to go a lap down, and it happened right in front of Yang Wu, and Yang Wu gets past this. He dodges a huge bullet.
Yang Wu dodged a cannonball right there, Tim. That was bigger than a bullet. That was a cannonball.
As he moves underneath, those two drivers just went up the racetrack, and Yang Wu had the open racetrack underneath him, so right now, a bullet, a whatever you want to call it, just huge for Yang Wu, but it's going to close in these guys, Sean Stroud, Tim Doyle, Ron Black. We'll see what happens when these guys go back to green flag racing.
So that'll bring out the yellow flag, and we'll have less than 90 laps to go when we go back to green flag racing here in the iRacing.com Indy 500 presented by Intel. And Tim, with less than 250 laps to go, a lot of these drivers were waiting until lap number 50. Do you think the domination thus far by Yang Wu may kind of have them scratching their heads a little bit and saying, okay, you know what, maybe lap 90 or so to go, we'll try to track down Yang Wu?
I don't know if this is the time to really push or not. We're going to see these guys come down onto pit road. We might see some of these guys try to push, but remember, we are still 90 laps away from a finish to this race as your leaders now come on to pit road. Yang Wu leads Sean Stroud, Tim Doyle, Ron Black, and James Allard, your top five. And these guys did go, Darryl, over 50 laps. Green flag racing, you go 50 laps of green flag racing now, you throw a green flag pit stop into there, you're going to be in that window when it's going to be go time.